great section of 7 habits of self-discipline. 7 habits of self-discipline. Today, we want to look at habits of self-discipline. Self-discipline, as you know, is one of the best uh, habits we can cultivate. Self-discipline is something that we all must engage. Self-discipline is far more important than public discipline. Public discipline is good, but self-discipline will take you farther than public discipline, right? So that's why I want to look at the importance and why we need self-discipline. So as I'm talking on 7 habits of self-discipline. So basically, I'll be speaking on this so that we can begin to look into self-discipline, because discipline, as you know, is the bedrock of success. Discipline beats talents anytime. And that's the reason why you might not have talent, but if you have discipline, you'll go places. So pay more attention to discipline. How do I become more disciplined? It's the key. And if you are talented and you back it up with discipline, then you will fly. So number 1, remove temptations. Yes. Make good habits, behavior easier, and bad habits harder. Take away all the triggers that makes you engage in bad habits, bad behavior. Surround your environment with things that always prompt you to do that good behavior. Take, for example, you want to stop eating junk food. Never you bring them to your home. Don't put them in your fridge, right? When you don't have it around you, then you discover that you will not be falling into that zone of eating junk. So make healthy food available at home. Even when you feel like eating something like fries, you go to your fridge, you discover you have only veggies, fruits, then you'll be forced to take the fruits because that is what you have around you. So remove every temptations, all the triggers that leads to bad behavior, take it out. Then put in place those things that help trigger the good behaviors that will enable you to live and have a good habit. Number 2, prioritize important tasks. Prioritize important tasks. Do the work that adds the most long-term value first. You see, there are 2 types of things that vie for our attention: the immediate task and the long-term task. Most of us tend to do that will give us the pleasure now. They are good, but let's engage more on things that will add to us on the long term, on the long run, because that is what will really add more value to us. Take, for example, a student who's supposed to be in school. He left school, he went and be doing a job. That job is meeting his or her need at that point in time, but that might not help him on the long run. But if he take time and study and prepare very well for future, he will have a better future than the one who, begin to work in his early age, doing menial jobs just to make ends meet. Number 3, ignore your feelings. Ignore your feelings. Feelings, as you know, they are not constants. They are emotions, right? So ignore them. Focus on your goals, not your emotions. Your emotions it happens by the events. There's something you will hear right now. It will change your feeling, it will change your mood. That's a news you heard. You can choose to say, yes, I've heard the news. Yes, of course, but let me focus on the goal. What I already put down to accomplish. Don't allow your feeling to decide for you what you should do. Let your goal does do that for you. Let your habit do that for you, not your feelings. Feelings are varies. Feelings are something, they are not constant. They go back and forth. They move by the situations that surround you at the moment, at that moment or at that particular point in time. Number 4, set strong boundaries. Set strong boundaries. Learn to say no and protect your time. It's not every request you must yield to. It's not every invitation you must attend. Learn to set strong boundaries. Learn to say no without guilt, without explanation, without trying to look for words to buttress on what your no. No is a complete sentence. Let that sink in. No is a complete sentence. You must understand this is key in success, because each time you say no, you have say yes to things that will add value to your life. Okay, so learn to say no anytime, as long as it's not going to add more value to you, it's not going to take you to your next level. Learn to say no. Invest your time on what is moving you forward. What can we move the needle? Learn to say no. Most of us, we find it very hard to say no. We can't spend quality time to invest on our own thing, on our own goals, on our own visions. But we invest those time on irrelevant things simply because a friend invited us to do one or two things. You know, knowing fully well, you don't even have reason to be there. It's very important. Number 5, quit procrastinating. Quit procrastinating. Action is essential, even when you don't feel like it. Because action kills fear, right? And procrastination is the thief of time. It will thief your time. It creates burden. It creates weakness. It creates a lot of headache. Because each time you keep postponing things, when you remember that thing has not been done, it gives you headache. So that's the reason why you must be an action-oriented person. Be a doer. Be a doer. Act. Don't overthink things. The reason what leads to procrastination is overthinking. You have something you want to do. You begin to brainstorm. You begin to analyze. You begin to dissect. You must find reason why you will not act on it. You must see reason why that thing must not be done. But when you look at something, just act. Yes, we're going to make mistakes. A lot's going to happen. Act. Remember, when you act, you have just done something. Even though you make mistake, then you can correct. When you don't act, you have nothing to correct. So, action. Be decisive in all that you do. Decisiveness is the modern currency, because there's so much vying for your attention. When you look at this one, you look at this one, you look at that one, at the end of the day, you say, you will analyze this one. I have not studied this enough. I don't have this one. I have not. But at the end of the day, you'll find reason why you shouldn't do anything. But when you are action-oriented, all you think and talk about is action. Let me act on this thing. Let me do this thing. And before you know, you'll be up there. Then number 6, practice daily discipline. Daily discipline. Daily discipline. Some people are disciplined once in a while. They can be disciplined today. For the next 1 week, they will not be disciplined. No, that will not really build momentum. Momentum is built when you are consistent in what you do. That's when you build momentum, right? Train your willpower like a muscle every day. You must understand that discipline is something that you have to cultivate as well. And mind you, when you are disciplined in an area consistently, in no distant time, it will rub off on other areas in your life. So you must understand that discipline has to be on a daily thing, a daily something. It's not something you do once tomorrow you fall back to your default. No. Be disciplined. Hold yourself accountable. Tell yourself, I will do it today. I'll follow through. Come rain, come shine. I'll follow through. I'll follow through. Because that is what it is. Until you follow through in anything, you will not get the reward. You will not build the momentum. You will not build the capacity. So learn to be disciplined on daily basis. Practice daily discipline. Daily discipline. On daily basis, tell yourself, I want to do this thing on daily basis. Every day, I'll do it. And hold yourself accountable. And you discover that, this time, it becomes a habit. Habit is something that you do on daily basis for a couple of months. Before you know, it becomes your lifestyle. It becomes your lifestyle. And you'll be glad you did. And number 7, when you slip up, resolve to refocus your mind. Once in a while, we are humans, we are bound to fall off the track. That does not mean that's not the end of the road. Quickly retrace yourself back and control your mind. Yes, once in a while, we are human. We will be tired and we want to kind of, work on it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So let's learn to redirect our focus. Let's learn to call ourselves back to the course that we are on. We are going to fall by the wayside once in a while. It's one of those things. There's something wrong about it. So don't let that be a problem. Don't let that be a problem. And you'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you did because honestly, we are out here to help ourselves. Nobody has it all. Nobody has it all. So I also want to buttress little on principles of self-mastery. Discipline leads to self-mastery. So I'll talk briefly on that also, how to, the principles of self-mastery. To master yourself, there are certain principles that you must also put in place. Seek your own applause. Yes. Don't rely on external validation, no. Be proud of your own effort and progress. Learn to always applaud yourself. Tell yourself, I'm doing well. When you look back at where you were and where you are, tell yourself, oh God, I thank you. This is a good thing I'm doing. And pat yourself at your back by yourself. It's doable. And that's how you can build that momentum and build that self-mastery in your life. Then respond, don't react. Yes, a lot is going to happen in our lives. So many things going to happen. Bad, good, ugly, all of them is going to happen. But how do you respond when there's things that are not working right? So take a pause between a stimulus and your response. That pause is where your power lies. Yes, and when you respond, you are responding from a place of power, place of authority. But when you react, you are reacting from a place of weakness, place of defeat and regret. That is what it is. So learn to pause. You being paused enables you to think before you say something. That's the beauty of responding. Don't always say something in haste. When you say something in haste, you will not be able to think. You will not be able to engage all your senses to think the way forward. So you want to react from a place of weakness, a place of regret, a place of defeat, and which it ought not to as a leader. Then another thing you must also do is that never stop learning. Never stop learning. Yes, see, self-mastery has to do with continuous learning. Continuous learning. A curious mind is a growing mind. Treat every person and situation as a teacher. A curious mind is a growing mind. Learn to be curious. Curiosity, they say, aid growth, right? Then treat every person and situations as a teacher. No matter what comes your way, no matter how bad the situation might, Ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this thing? See it as a teacher. Anybody that comes your way that treats you in any way, just ask yourself, what am I learning from this fellow? What can I pick out from this guy? That's the way it is. That's how it works. So learn. See it as a medium for learning. Learn. Develop that mind of curiosity. Curiosity. Be curious. Because a curious mind is a growing mind. Okay? Then own your mistakes. Yes, own your mistake. Admitting an error is not a weakness. That's a great one. It's a sign of strength and a step toward improvement. Towards what? Improvement. Tell yourself, it's my fault. Yes, I knew that it has gone this way, but put the blame on me. I'll find a way around it. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and a step toward improvement. Because when you say, I made a mistake, then what's the way forward? What do I do to correct it? Because you want to improve. You want to learn. That's exactly what it is. But when you keep pushing the blame, you are simply saying, it's not my fault. I knew I did the best. So you won't learn. You will improve. So to improve, first and foremost, accept the mistakes, take the blame, then ask yourself, what do I do next? What do I put in place to get it fixed and to repair? Then you want to improve. By learning now and humbling yourself, then you will improve yourself. You'll get better at it. So you see that it's always important for you to own your mistakes. Yes, take the blame. Tell yourself, it's my fault. It's my fault, and I will find a way around it. Then play the long game. Play the long game. Avoid the instant gratification. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Learn to invest your time. That's the other thing I want to emphasize on right now. I'll dwell more on this. Learn to invest time. Do you know time, the return of time beats even investing money? A lot of people don't understand that. Investing time is far more better investing money. Even if you invest money, it takes time for the money to, yield interest. That's why the investors, the gurus that are investing will tell you, the earlier you go into investment, the better. Invest, for example, $1,000 for 50 years. Then invest $10,000 for 5 years. That $1,000 will bring highest return than the $10,000 you invest for 10 years. So the longer the time, the better. So invest your time is very important. On yourself. On anything you want to do, invest time first before you invest money. But most of the time, we don't invest time on things. We don't study things. We don't take our time to learn things in details. We don't invest more time, but we want to invest money. So there's always a need for us to avoid instant gratification. It's not everything you go into must yield result immediately, must benefit you immediately. It might take a while. There was a story I heard from China, a bamboo tree, at the bamboo tree was planted the first year, no sign, second year, third year, but the fellow kept watering it. Fourth year, no sign. It was the fifth year this bamboo tree germinated. Imagine how many people can wait for such. First, second, third, fourth. He kept watering. He kept watering. He kept watering. It was the fifth year the bamboo tree germinated. But guess what? In less than 6 weeks, the bamboo tree was tall as more than 6 feet. up there. I understand. So, because why? Delay gratification. Delay gratification. So sometimes when you invest in things, even though the result is not forthcoming or you are not seeing anything, don't give up. Keep at it. Keep investing. Keep watering it. Keep, doing the needful. You know, I know with time it will yield according to the proportion of these efforts you have put in it. Nothing really will go on waste because, fine, if even though you might not gain it from that very investment, when you launch it to something else, you'll recoup all that you have invested in something else that failed in previous time. Then number 6, fall 7, rise 8. This is a powerful word. Fall 7, rise 8, persistency, right? True strength is not about never falling, but about how quickly you get back up. You see, no successful man or woman that do not have a scar. Nobody that have said, I am successful, genuine success, that do not have a scar on his or her back. When they tell you what they have gone through, what they have experienced, what happened, you say, wow. But they refuse to quit. They refuse to give up. They kept at it because why? They knew that success does not go alone. It goes with mistakes, failures, falling by the side, and so on and so forth. So don't be afraid of falling. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Don't be afraid of failing because it's part of success. It's part of success. So let's learn to embody and embrace falling in the course of our journey in life because it's inevitable. We will experience it. But don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it deter you. Don't let it stop you from forging on. Forging on. Because why? What makes you is those failures. Those are the experiences you will tell along the line. I'm glad we shared all of this today, and I'm very sure we have been blessed. Please kindly share this and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we discuss real issues that support your growth. Our goal on this community is to ensure we are growing on a daily basis. We are getting better. We are improving. We are developing mental strengths to face the challenges in life. That's what we discuss here. How you can get better, how you can see life from a different perspective. Because there is a saying that when you know better, you do better. I've said this time without number. Things naturally don't change, but we do. When you change, everything around you will change. Let's try to be part of this community and let's subscribe, let's share it, let's like it and invite our friends and well-wishers to be part who are sick and tired of where they are and they want to grow. They want to improve. They want to evolve. They want to roll with the things of the world. There we come, we develop you to be your best. Thank you. See you all. Have a beautiful day.